Hey, super happy to be here today to talk about how could Axelar power the cross-chain future and what does it mean for the whole ecosystem. So to start with, let me show you a bit about Axelar. So Axelar is a permissionless proof-of-stake network that connects different blockchains and delivers a secure cross-chain message. We have connected to 24 chains, including 7 EVM chains from different ecosystems like Ethereum, Avalanche, Moonbeam, Aurora, and 17 chains from Cosmos ecosystem like the Hub, Osmosis, Juno, so on and so forth, and much more connections are coming. As you can see from the graph, we use the hub and spoke model that bring us powerful network effect. So a newly added chain can seamlessly talk to all the connected blockchain on our network on day one, so which is really powerful. So let me talk about why should developer build cross-chain on Axelar. So first, like many of us, Axelar is built on top of Tendermint and Cosmos SDK, which bring the most robust and secure way to deliver cross-chain message. And as I mentioned before, we have unparalleled network effect. Developer gain the full connectivity and liquidity from different ecosystems on day one. Also, we tried our best to simplify the integration process. Developer can build native cross-chain application with simple API calls and won't need to worry about message relaying or gas payment. It's all handled by the network. And last, we aim to have one-click user experience. So we want our user can interact with any asset on any chain from anywhere. So moving up, let me talk about how we build our stack. At the very bottom, we have the network layer. It simply allows you to connect and route message between different blockchains. And on top of the network, we have the service layer that help developer to relay transactions, paying gas on different blockchains, or monitor cross-chain transactions. On the very top, we build an API layer. This layer hides all the complexity and only exposes simple-to-use API for developer to use. You can go cross-chain with a single API call by specifying where you want to go and what you want to communicate. So we launched our network earlier this year, and we have seen good adoption. We've generated more than 1.3 billion cross-chain volume and delivered 250K cross-chain transactions. We also heavily rely on RBC that generate about 260 million volume in the past 1 month. And last but not least, we now have more than 96 projects integrating cross-chain with Axelar. So I think some of you is already familiar with our token transfer functionality, but today I want to share the most exciting feature that we introduced today, which is the new programming model in the blockchain ecosystem that supports arbitrary message passing between any chains, or what we call is Turing-complete cross-chain communication. So traditionally, when we think about cross-chain, we are mainly referred to the functionality of sending token from A to B, which is great. Bitcoin used to do the same. I have a Bitcoin, I can send it to another user. Then we have new technologies like Ethereum, which really allows us to build kind of Turing-complete application that have all kinds of rich functionalities and minimize the complexity for user and developer to interact with. So the same concept applies to cross-chain communication. So all of this stuff you had to write out manually to a user today, like get a token, go to a bridge, get some native token to pay gas, and interact with a contract, bring the asset back. So all the instructions now you can automate into a single message with a set of instructions and encode into a single message to pass. So user can send all his intents within one transaction with one click. We're also working hard on extending the general message passing to Cosmos ecosystem. We will use RPC interchain accounts by becoming both host and controller chains that pass arbitrary message between EVM chains to any dApps or chains in Cosmos ecosystem. We believe it could further unlock the power of Cosmos ecosystem. A simple use case would be you can send and list your NFT from MetaMask on Stargate with one transaction and get USDC back directly to your MetaMask once it's sold. We can really build powerful application with general message passing. Let's look at a few examples. The first one I want to show you is the universal cross-chain swap on any blockchain using osmosis. Assume I have ETH on Ethereum, and I want to get some Avalanche. I want to get some AVAX on Avalanche. With cross-chain swap, I only need to send a single transaction on Ethereum, and once my transaction is finalized, I will get my AVAX on Avalanche within a few seconds. So under the hood, the transaction I sent contains both ETH and the payload. The payload indicates my target asset and destination. So Axelar will route ETH to Osmosis with the payload. Osmosis then parse the payload, perform the swap, then call Axelar to route AVAX to my wallet on Avalanche. And the cool thing is, any application on any chain can integrate this functionality on their front end, which enable user to on-ramp from anywhere. And we have another cross-chain example, cross-chain swap example, but with slightly different architecture. In the Osmosis case, both liquidity and computing logic resides on Osmosis itself. And we only need to do an atomic swap. But Squid uses a different approach. On a high level, Squid enables a native token swap between any user, any application from any chain. It utilized the liquidity between USDC and all other tokens on each DEX that sits on every chain. And each swap in Squid is a combination of 5 steps. First, so assume I have some ETH on Polygon, and I want to get Glimmer on Moonbeam. First, Squid will swap my ETH to native USDC, and then swap USDC to Axelar USDC on Curve. Then it will use Axelar USDC as a routing asset to bridge to Moonbeam. Once the token arrived, it will convert back to native USDC, and from there, it will swap to Glimmer. But from user's point of view, I only send one transaction. Squid compose all the steps into a general message and execute each step once the message got delivered. The cool part of Squid is it does not maintain liquidity itself. It uniforms and connects the fragmented liquidation, the fragment liquidity on each DEX. But the drawback is the swap is not atomic, so my transaction could fail along the way and need recovery. Here I have the final example, which is the cross-chain loan. So Prime is a cross-chain native loan platform that allows users to deposit assets as collateral from any chain and receiving liquidity on any chain, no matter where the collateral is logged. Prime has a notion of satellite contracts and the main contract. The main contract sits in the middle of the graph. It's deployed on Moonbeam. So the main contract tracks users' global balance and manage all the interest rate, positions, and liquidations. So assume I have some Bitcoin on Avalanche, and I want to use it as a collateral to borrow Prime stablecoin on Phantom. So first, I'm gonna deposit my Bitcoin to the lending contract on Avalanche. The contract will lock my asset and send a general message to Moonbeam to update my global balance. After that, I can request a loan I can request a loan to the lending contract to say, hey, I want to get some stable coins on Phantom, use Bitcoin as collateral. From there, the lending contract will send a message to Moonbeam to say, hey, could you check if this guy qualifies for a loan? And the Moonbeam main contract will perform all kinds of checks and calculation, then send a general message to Phantom to say, hey, I approved the loan, and the loan agent on Phantom will release the token to my wallet. Prime is actually running on testnet. I can show you a quick demo. Okay. No. So, could you show me how to play? Okay, here we go. Here, I can deposit some Bitcoin on Avalanche. So, under the hood, my Bitcoin is logged in the lending contract, and in the meantime, it sends a general message to Moonbeam to update my global balance. It probably need to take a while. Okay, we can see the message got delivered and my total deposit increased. And from here, I can ask to take the PUSD loan on Phantom. So at this point, the lending contract on Phantom will first send a message to Moonbeam to check if I'm qualified for a loan. And from there, the main contract will do the calculation and calculate the rate and my liquidation position and send a loan approval message back to Phantom. Okay, now you can see the loan is complete and I have balance in my wallet. Awesome. So, as we always say, interoperability is not a destination, it's a journey. We will continue to build with our partners from different ecosystems to have a better multi-chain future. I will stop here with a few QR codes. Please let us know if you have any good cross-chain idea. You can find us on Discord or find me or our team around. Thanks everyone. Have a nice day.